before Jeff Bezos, before Elon Musk, before kings had coins with their names. There was a man whose wealth made the earth tremble. His name, Mansa Musa. A man whose journey would crash economies, build cities from dust, and leave behind a golden legend etched into maps across continents. This is not just the story of the richest man in history. It is the story of Africa's golden empire, of faith, wisdom, and power that echoed through time. Prepare yourself for the rise of a king whose name still glitters through history. In the heart of West Africa, a boy was born to the Keita dynasty. His name was Musa. He wasn't first in line to the throne, but fate had other plans. As a child, Musa learned from scholars beneath the shade of ancient trees. He studied the Quran, learned the patterns of trade, and listened to elders tell stories of great empires. Even then, he asked questions kings never dared to ask. What lies beyond the desert? What makes a kingdom truly great? When the reigning emperor set out on a fateful expedition and vanished without a trace, Musa, then a deputy, was chosen to rule. The council of elders gathered. The drums fell silent. The young prince stepped forward. With a crown of gold and a robe of humility, Musa accepted the mantle of Mansa, Emperor of Mali. What came next would change the world. Mansa Musa wasted no time. He poured his riches into building grand mosques, learning centers, and bustling marketplaces. Under his rule, Timbuktu transformed into a beacon of gold, trade, and scholarship. Architects carved dreams from sun-baked clay. Traders came from all corners, drawn to the empire like metal to a magnet. And above it all, Musa planned his greatest journey yet. A pilgrimage that would etch his name across continents. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on the legendary Hajj to Mecca. But this was no ordinary pilgrimage. 60,000 men followed him. 100 camels carried gold, so much that the sands themselves shimmered as he passed. From palace to desert, city to silence, Musa led a caravan like no other. A journey of faith, yes, but also a message. Mali is mighty. Africa is rich. When Musa reached Cairo, the city trembled. He gave away so much gold that the Egyptian economy collapsed for a decade. Markets swelled, prices fell, and the Sultan of Egypt, he bowed to Mali's king. But Musa gave not for pride. He gave for principle, for faith, for charity, and for legacy. The world had seen wealth before, but never like this. At Mecca, Musa fulfilled his sacred duty. There, he prayed with pilgrims, spoke with scholars, and listened. He did not return home empty-handed. He brought with him architects, thinkers, and texts. The Golden King returned with more than gold. He returned with vision. When Musa returned to Mali, he began to build not just with stone, but with knowledge. He expanded mosques, planted gardens of learning. Foreign scholars joined local thinkers. He sowed the seeds of something Africa had never seen before. A kingdom rooted not only in wealth, but in wisdom. Timbuktu became a city of scrolls and stars. Sankore University rose as the jewel of West African intellect. Thousands came, young and old, rich and poor, to learn, debate, and write. Here, Musa built an empire not of stone, but of ideas, a legacy that would outlive dynasties. Word of Mansa Musa traveled across oceans and deserts. In Spain, Italy, and beyond, mapmakers inked his name in gold. The Catalan Atlas showed him seated on a throne, nugget in hand, King of Kings. Merchants spoke his name in hushed tones. Centuries later, economists would still struggle to estimate his wealth. But his true value, immeasurable. Mansa Musa passed on, but he never truly disappeared. His gold faded, but his wisdom remained. In the streets of Timbuktu, in the memories of Mali, in every book, every mosque, every mind that remembers. He showed the world that Africa was not a land of silence, but a continent of greatness. A king who ruled with treasure and taught with vision. Mansa Musa, the richest man who ever lived, and one of the wisest, too.